Hey, what's going on, y'all? Now, today's video is about retention, how to succeed. Going to be two parts to this video. The first being how retention can carry you to success. Because retention is the way, brother. Retention is the way you get there. Most great men in past history use retention to get to success. It was their vital power. You know, Albert Einstein, all these great guys, you see the light in their eyes. This was no supplement they were taking. Straight retention. Maintaining their life force energy. Because this was just what men did for so long. You know, there's it's funny, there's this 1920s advertisement talking about, it's funny, it's like the modern day Coomer, we call it the Coomer, but I think they called it the Fapper or something, I forget exactly. But it was just talking about the dangers of releasing. It'll make you a dullard, you know what I mean, it'll make you crazy, you'll lose your brains, you become a laggard. They had like this sloth, like this you know, lack-mouthed guy. Even back in the day, they understood on some kind of subconscious level, releasing your seed leads to depreciation, decomposition. You're going downward, bro. You release your seed, you're done. We knew that. For a long time, we knew that. But it's only in the modern era that we started switching things up. Started focusing on, well, cooming is good for your health because you don't want to get prostate cancer. Yeah. Masturbation is not the only way to stop yourself from getting prostate cancer. It's crazy. You know, and then if you want to know the other way, Kegel exercises. That's the way I use. Because on retention, your prostate can enlarge. It's important to know. Kegel exercises is the way to keep that down. But some more science, you know what I'm saying? Let's get on to how semen retention is the path to success. Testosterone is the active driving component for men. It's what gives us our motivation, it's what gives us our strength, it's what gives us our power, our vitality. You know what I mean? It's the masculine hormone. And what do you think when you think of a man? Strength, dignity, honor. Testosterone powers all that. Estrogen is the feminine hormone. And we got all these xenoestrogens, which soy is the main one I'm concerned with here, in everything. All your processed food you're eating, every single fast food joint, every single one, that pizza you're eating, chock full of it. Soy is a xenoestrogen, meaning when it gets in your body, it doesn't turn into estrogen, but it acts just like estrogen, fits into all the same receptors, does all the same stuff. And so, when you eat all that soy, you're essentially eating a bunch of estrogen. For all intents and purposes, you're just eating estrogen, bruh. So you're not doing yourself any favors. You're feminizing yourself. And sadly enough, men just do this commonly. Just as commonly, just as haphazardly as we coom. Sad. But testosterone that's antithesis. It's the antithesis of estrogen. And testosterone is what makes you a man. Where am I going with this? I'll link a study in the description. Well, the study states, you go 7 days abstaining from coming, 7 days of retention, and your testosterone spikes like no other. I mean, bruh, it's funny because you get all these doubters in the comment section talking about how retention ain't this, retention ain't that. Bruh. Bruh. Science backs my point, bruh. Science backs me up. You know, science backs all of us retention guys up. If you can't see the anecdotal evidence for yourself, you know what I mean? If you aren't willing to go 3 to 7 days not coming and you don't see the results, just look at the science, bruh. 7 days of abstaining, 7 days of retention led to a spike of testosterone. Why is that? Your balls produce testosterone. Your balls is where all that is produced. If you just release all that all the time, you're stopping yourself from producing all that. You're essentially just nerfing yourself, bruh. You're capping yourself. And it's sad that it's common culture. It's expected. I mean, you look at places like Britain, England, and bro, it's a country full of coomers. You know what I mean? I saw a video where they were asking him, like, asking one of these guys, like, yo, would you ever even consider, like, you know, something? He's like, bro, he's like, what? No, never, never, never. These guys, man. It's like, bruh, get yourself together. At the end of the day, they don't know. And that's the sad part. But even if they did, would they care? Probably not. In any case, testosterone, that thing that your balls produce, that thing that goes up whenever you retain for a long period of time, that's what gives you the motivation and the power to get things done. Even if you don't believe that semen itself has a vital life force power that's attached to it, which you don't have to believe that because it's just facts. And again, you study metaphysics. I mentioned this in my retention video, Ultimate Power. Metaphysics teaches us that semen has its own little life force, has its own little subconscious within you. That's why, man, I'll be on retention and I can feel all that wanting to release. It's not just my brain. It's like there are extra things in me that want to go out because that's their mission. Their mission is to go out and populate something. I can feel that they just want to go out and get into something. You know what I'm saying? That's why your libido goes up. It's not just you, man. You got all these little subconsciouses within you and millions of them. And that's why one of those little subconsciouses goes into an egg and then becomes its own life. Because it already was a life. Now imagine just holding those millions of lives within you. How much more powerful you'd be. The glow is real, man. It starts shining. Because you have so much life force within you. Your eyes hold a vital essence that you can barely contain. Again, it emits, it glows, it shines. You'll be brilliant. And more than just your mind. Because that does go up too. Your thinking goes up as well. But all these different things combined lead to power on retention. And, you know, I had the ship analogy where you're tossing your semen overboard, your seamen, you know what I mean, your sailors. But think about it like this. You're a train. You've got all these aspirations. You know, all these different things that are trying to take you to a certain direction as your track. Now, as you're trying to go down and further on your track, you know, you have all these things that you'd like to get done. Imagine that coal that you have, the thing that's getting you where you're going, that you're supposed to be shoveling into your furnace, imagine tossing that overboard. You're just tossing it over the side of the train as opposed to into your furnace because it feels better to toss it over the side. Yo, and then you're like, dang, why couldn't I stay consistent when I was trying to get that thing done? Why couldn't I, you know, keep on that task when I really wanted to keep up with that? I really wanted to get that done. Why did I ever stop with that? You may not even ask yourself because you're so used to just tossing it overboard. You know what I mean? You built up this consistency, this habit. You've locked yourself in this rhythm of tossing your sailors, of tossing your coal, because it feels good. Versus putting that into your furnace and then having all the energy and some to get where you're going, to do what you need to do, to accomplish whatever you'd like. It is a sad thing that our culture has trained us to do this. You know, but this is how semen retention will take you to success. Because you're holding on to the thing that will carry you there. Your life force energy. And if not that, if you just want to believe the science, straight testosterone, bruh. Testosterone is the strength that will power you. Testosterone will deliver you. If you're stuck in a coomer, I mean, and here's the thing. I remember for a long time, I would walk around and wondering why men weren't respecting me. When you have extra testosterone, you just put off a vibe of manliness, bruh. I find even after days where I've had like a nighttime release and I am down on semen, I'm down on life force, I've got enough testosterone that men are still calling me boss out here, bruh. I walk wherever I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I had to get my car fixed one day. You know, it was that morning. I had released that morning. Some stupid wet dream. Sheesh, man, these demons, I swear they succubus trying to get me in my dreams. I gotta make a video on that, man. These succubus do not stop. Put a bounty on your head, bro. They see you're on retention, they put a bounty on your head. I swear. But man, it's like, whenever you're on retention, I was on retention, you know, I'd released that morning, had to go get my car fixed, went out there, was feeling a little weaker, but nigga, gotta get shit done, gotta get it done. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on task. And so, you know what I mean? I was talking to the guy, and here's just from having retained for a certain period of time, just having retained, man, He was calling me boss. He's like, hey, boss, you know what I'm saying? You want to like help you here, yo, boss? And it's like, dang, you know, so I'll step out, you know, just trying to go buy something at the store, you know what I'm saying? Have a little conversation with the cashier. He's like, hey, boss, take care, boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you just give off leader energy. And that's testosterone working for you. That's testosterone doing all that. So, again, if you just want to buy into the testosterone aspect of it, there you go, man. Increase your power that way. Now, moving forward, let's talk about how semen retention is not easy to accomplish. All right, let's talk about how to succeed at retention, because it's no easy business. When you've been coming for years, I mean, most of us have been combing for years on years, bro. And then trying to switch that entirely, like a switch, trying to flip that to just not coming at all, your body's not going to want to get with that program. Your brain's not going to want to get with that program. Again, now you got to fight years and years and years of doing a thing, of a habit. And that's not going to happen overnight. Some people, sure. And for me, it took about 3-4 weeks, about a month, before I was ever off that train completely. But for a while, I was edging. And let me tell you, bro, do not edge. Do not edge. Do not edge. Bruh. Yo, if there is any advice I can give you about retention, do not edge. Because you won't be able to stop yourself. Maybe, hey bro, maybe you'll be like, okay, I've had enough. But damn, every time I decided to do that on retention, I even engaged my brain that way, I would just do it for hours. And let me tell you why. If maybe you will have the self-control to not do it. But let me tell you why you shouldn't. You are frying your neurons, bro. You've turned up maximum heat, and you got your neurons on a frying pan. You got your dopamine receptors on a frying pan, bro. And I'm saying, when you just decide to look at that porn and I mean, yo, even just engaging your brain like that, especially because I was doing it for hours, bro. Hours just frying my dopamine receptors, getting all the way maximum dopamine, and then shutting down for a little bit, and getting maximum dopamine and shutting down. I mean, yo, it's like you are destroying your brain. You are destroying your brain. Yo, bro, I mean, come on. You are obliterating your receptors. I mean, I would feel after that. I couldn't, even though I was on retention, like I wouldn't be able to do simple things that gave me simple pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Because my dopamine receptors wanted that maximum pleasure all the time. I mean, I trained my brain to get on this mode where I was just seeking the most. I mean, goodness. I mean, and here's the problem. Every time, it led to a relapse. I couldn't stop myself. It's so, bruh. I'm thinking back on this. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. What was I doing? Just wasting my life for hours on some. And man, it's the weirdest stuff. It's like, and the thing is with porn, that you gotta go weirder and weirder and weirder to get the same effects. So, bro, stop while you're ahead. Do not edge. Do not do it. Next thing on how to succeed with retention. Whenever you feel these temptations to go look at the prawn, to go get some easy, cheap chick, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Don't engage with that. You should watch a retention video. You should take a cold shower. My dad always gave me that advice. Go take a cold shower, bruh. He said, man, it's like, as opposed to doing that, go take a cold shower. Trust, bruh, that will snap your brain all the way out of that. That will snap your brain all the way out of that libido phase. You know, that high sexual need phase. Like, if you really are seeking some kind of way to get out of that rut, there is plenty of way, bro. Put an ice pack on your balls, bro. Trust me, that'll change your mode of thinking. You know, it'd be little things that you can do to distract yourself. The thing is, you have to care to do it. Whenever you're in that mode, you have to care to push past that want, the desire, the temptation, and simply seek, you know, a better alternative. Or even just killing that desire. Especially if you know how to do it. Maybe you have your own personal way of doing it. Again, you simply have to care enough to do it. I think that's the problem for a lot of people, that we know the way, we know the answer of how to accomplish these things, but we don't care enough to seek them, to actually go and take them up. And it's when you do that, when you actually decide to care and go out of your way to stop yourself, that you can stop yourself and go further on the path. You know, if anything, just imagine the two futures. If you're about to do it, just imagine the two futures. The future of you being weaker for a week, having to try and recoup all that stuff that you just spilled. I mean, bro, I had a release, you know what I mean, a few days back. Oh my goodness, bro. I mean, like I had to stop with the YouTube, man. Like it literally just having released on retention, I feel my energy drop. I feel all my power start to disappear and dissipate. And my balls, I call it shrimp mode, bro. My balls be on shrimp mode. Straight shrimp mode, bro. Shrunken. Peanuts, nigga. Golly. Versus bowl nuts, bro. You get to a point of retention, 2 weeks in, bro, your balls are heavy as hell. Man, they dropping down to the underworld. Golly. Them things sink. Bowl nuts, bro. And think about a bull, bro. A raging bull with all that testosterone and power and vital energy. You know what I mean? When you think of a bull, this is how nature created them. They don't just spill their seed. The reason they're that powerful and they got those heavy ass, the reason they're that powerful is because of those heavy ass nuts. You know what I'm saying? The reason that they have that kind of force, that kind of aggression, that kind of testosterone is because they've reserved it within them. And then it's like, okay, well, who's the most manly? Who's the most alpha? And that's where the challenges come. But they're all pretty much universally that masculine, especially in the spring season, because their bodies are producing all that, encouraging all that production. So I mean, just look at nature, bruh. You know, which we were at some point. We were natural beings, walking around here, keeping it within us. That's why we used to be so masculine. You know what I'm saying? Does an ape need to work out, man? You see a gorilla. Does a gorilla need to work out? Nah, bruh. It just keeps that vital life force within it and just is. And it just look that big. Just look that bulky and aggressive. Because it maintains that. I mean, like, bro, you'll see your brow start to get bigger. You start to look like a Neanderthal, bro. You start to look like a caveman because of retention. Let's get off topic a little bit. How to succeed at retention. You know what I mean? This is, you want to be able to curb the temptations, never edge. And besides that, if you're not seeing results immediately, don't be discouraged. Don't lose faith in the fact that this journey will take you somewhere. Again, I'll put the link in the description so that y'all can see the science behind this. If only the testosterone. Don't lose faith in the journey. You have to commit. Consistency is key. Not just confidence, but consistency. I may make a video on that too, because consistency will deliver you wherever you need to go. And retention is a great way to encourage yourself to maintain that consistency. But it takes that time of rewiring your brain. It takes that commitment to the process. And that's when you see the results. And here's the thing, you're going to have temptations for a long time. Those urges are going to be strong, especially in the beginning. You know, it's no easy task to rewire the brain. It certainly doesn't happen overnight. But once you get to about 2-3 months on retention, all those urges drop away like flies. And then you'll start to see yourself beating other addictions you might have in your life. Other bad habits that you might be carrying. Burdens, really. Because you realize how much more efficient it is to move at light speed without these things weighing you down. Like cooming. Again, like bad addictions. So, maintain frame, my brothers. Keep on retention. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. You know, and trust the results. Keep up with it and trust the results. It doesn't happen overnight. Once you get to a certain point and those bowl nuts come in, oh, you're going to feel different. All right. Take care, y'all. Peace.